What is up, my fellow Indos? Flames you here, and I am back today with another video on Starbase for you guys. Today I'm going to be covering some tips and tricks that I think you guys might find very handy and useful, including some ways to make money pretty early on. So without further ado, let's get right to the video.
Too hard, but I'm still out here boasting. I'm focused, I block out commotion. All of y'all salty like you drunk the ocean. To enemies, your only devotion. Watching this shit, they your favorite and like it to know more about y'all emotions.
Okay, so you can see here that I am out here in space. I am currently about 30 kilometers away from Origin 2. 36. I'm 36 kilometers away from Origin 2. As you can see here, we've got a light right here that kind of bleeds through the asteroid cloud through the sun. If you're trying to find specific types of asteroid casing, like say we were looking for that corrodium, we know that corrodium is housed in agitite. If you look around, the direction the light is facing reflects off the face of the rock, so you can see that there's a agitite casing there, some over there, and right there, and you can see, and then there's some ice and there's some bastium. You can see it a little better right there in that valkite casing. So if you turn away to look, you can see more easily what color the asteroids are based on the light hitting them, as long as you're facing the same direction the light is. So that's tip number one for trying to find what you're looking for. So you're looking for nergite, we could go up there and get that ice, right? So we turn around and we look and we see that the light is shining on that asteroid over there. And we see here that we've got an ice-covered asteroid. Now this could either be Vocarium, and it looks like you can see right there through the side that it's Vocarium. Yeah, or you could end up finding nergite the very same way. Tip number two, if you want to look at what's inside an asteroid without having to actually break it open, simply approach it with by yourself and hit the U key. Make sure you turn on the material tab, and it'll tell you exactly what that asteroid is composed of. And for the next tip, tired of mining like this, having to smack one rock at a time and then moving things out of the way, and everything's getting in your way so you can get to that sweet ore that you're trying to mine? Well, the good news is that there's an easier way to do this. If you pull out your buzzsaw and you destroy with the buzzsaw and you attack the asteroid pieces, if you don't need them, you'll get rid of the pieces of the asteroid, and it's nice and clean, just so you can pull out your pickaxe and have free access to the ore that's available to you there. My next tip for you guys is to remember, while you're hooked up to your resource bridge, everything automatically collects and goes into your inventory. But don't forget that you still have 2 automatic collecting slots that are part of your personal mining backpack. This has 2 available free slots, which free up 2 slots for you inside your cargo containers, so that way you have all the extra room. It may only be 2 slots, but when it comes to carrying as much as possible, every little bit counts. My next tip for you guys is located in the settings. If you notice that when you stop, when you're moving, if you get too far away from a station, their numbers will disappear. So what you want to do is go into your settings, you go to transponders, and in here you'll see ship and station transponders. You can choose to receive signal ranges and transponder signals from your own ship. So if you fly too far away from your ship and you turn on your ship's transponder, it will allow you to see where your ship is. Be careful doing this in PvP space. This will allow other players to see where your ship is. But for the station transponders, you can choose the maximum number of signals received from the station transponders. I've set mine to 30. You can receive signals from owned stations. Then You also have the station transponder range. You could set this to 500 kilometers, which means that when you get with 500 kilometers away, you'll still be able to see where the origin stations are. Now, if you go past that 500 kilometers, then you will definitely end up losing the signal and it will disappear. But this is very good for when you go just a bit too far outside of the zone, and you can easily find where you're going. This tip is for beginners, particularly people who haven't been outside the safe zone yet. You're trying to explore and you're trying to go a little bit further outside of the zone. What you want to do is you want to find the setting ships and safe zones under gameplay. You want to allow hosted ships to leave safe zones. What this does is this allows you to leave the safe zone of the stations. When you're leaving the station's safe zones, usually just about, I want to say after about 45 to 50 kilometers, you'll notice that it'll give you a very loud beep, kind of like an error or an emergency signal, letting you know that you are leaving the safe zone. Once you hear that noise, not only can you now be attacked by other players, but you can also damage your ship by flying into rogue asteroids. So be very careful, especially when flying through very dense asteroid fog, as the fog will conflict. There's the alert letting me know that I have left the safe zone. Any asteroid that I hit now is fair game to damage my ship. So be very careful when piloting after you've left the safe zone. If you have that setting that I mentioned earlier turned off, you will not be able to go past the safe zone boundary. So keep that in mind. Alright, so my next tip is for those of you who want to make a little bit of money. If you come out here outside of safe space, I am about 56 kilometers away from Station 2. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, so I'm 57 kilometers away from Station 2. Out here, Nergite is inside Agitite. It's a lot more common out here in unsafe space than it is inside the safe zone. So if you want to find a good load of Nergite, you can cut away the asteroid using the tip I showed you earlier in the video, exposing the Nergite and giving you a nice clean workspace. So then you can pull out your mining utensil and go at it. Again, this is 57 kilometers away from Origin Station 2. I would assume it would be about 57 kilometers from whatever Origin Station you chose to start at. If there's ore that you ended up collecting that you didn't want, simply drag it out and you'll be fine. Out here in this zone, Agitite is what holds the Nergite crystals. So you can see, using the trick that I showed you, we could see a lot of the asteroids that have those kinds of Agitite casings, which means all of those are potentially Nergite. If it's not Nergite, it'll be Vocarium. Just be vigilant. And those of you who are looking for Exorium ore can also find it out here, as well as Egesium ore, which is found inside the Valkite covered asteroids. And so you can see here we found another deposit of Nergite. We're gonna chew it away. So I'm gonna go ahead and mine a bunch of the Nergite, and I'll show you the results at the end. Alright, I've made it back to the station, and another quick tip for you. When you guys go into the station, as soon as you see the chat say that you've joined the station channel, you are close enough to access your station storage. Just thought that that was something worth pointing out. So I've gotten mostly a full inventory of Nergite, right? And I want to sell the Nergite. So what I'm going to do is you can double click, right? And everything that you have in your inventory, as you double click it, you don't just have to drag and drop. You can just sit here and double click and it'll go right into your station inventory and not give you any hassle. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of Nergite here. And now, to access the auction house, you hit the comma key, that'll open it up. You click on the sell tab, and we're going to choose Nergite. Now, unfortunately, I don't think there's a faster way other than dragging the individual number of stacks into the window. I don't think that there is a faster way to do it. So we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna separate that. We're just gonna keep adding the stacks. And it will only accept full stacks. Keep that in mind. If they're partial stacks, it won't take it. So you just drag them all in here. We're just gonna drag all this Nergite. Make sure you keep some for yourself too. Very useful for refilling your fuel rods. If they're tier 1, you'll need Exorium for tier 2. We're just gonna keep dragging them until we get them all in there. So now you notice up at the top, I'll point it out here in just a second. So 39 stacks. Up at the top, we've got 80,000 credits right now. It looks like Nergite prices have dropped significantly. Let's see what people are buying for. They were insanely high earlier. So if we're gonna do price per unit, they're doing 2,800. So I'm gonna do 27.99. Right, that's 109,000. We're gonna put it down for like this. We're gonna create that auction. As people go and buy the Nergite that I put up there, my units will automatically come to me. So we'll see about that. I'm going to take some Exorium. Yeah, it's pretty cheap too. So, but that's how you run the auction house. Then you can check your auctions, see how many you have going on currently, and they'll buy them all at once. You can also cancel your auction. That'll bring everything back to your inventory. You'll have to drag and drop it all over again. So what you want to do is you go back here to sell, or buy, I'm sorry, and go to ores, and then you find Nergite. You notice now the prices have dropped significantly. So what I'm gonna do is, all these people are selling one stack of Nergite. And you just monitor it. And that's how you make money using the auction house. They'll automatically come to you, the credits will. You don't have to go and back it up or anything like that. If you want, you can cancel the auction and you can readjust the price as necessary. And finally, my final tip for you guys is to keep an eye, focus down your research tree. This is very important for establishing the player economy, but also for you being able to create stuff that you need without having to rely on buying the stuff from the auction house. I recommend you start by crafting as many basic crafting benches as you feel necessary, so that way you can start unlocking some of these other modules. Once you unlock the capabilities to craft the tools, weapons crafting bench, you can craft that a bunch of times over. You can check here under crafting benches, so here you can see how many research points that it will award you. So the basic crafting bench gives you 300, or the tools and weapons crafting bench, gives you 308 of the red, 230 of the yellow, 230 of the blue, and 775 of the purple. And the basic gives you 383 of the red, 576 of the yellow, and 961 of the purple. And you can just spam craft these benches as you need, so that way you can continue and develop the research tree. That is my final tip. Definitely focus on the research tree as much as you can so you can craft stuff for yourself. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure that you like and subscribe, turn that notification bell on so you don't miss when I upload, and let me know down in the comments below if you've already knew all of this or if any of it helped you. Also, I would like to know what you guys would think about me starting sort of like a Let's Play series, and would like to watch me as I do my casual playthrough of the game and things like that, if you'd like to see a little video series on playing the game. Just let me know in the comments below. If I get enough for it, I will definitely start and do that myself. The last thing I also wanted to show you guys was, I know I went over this a little bit in the video, but I want to go over it just a little bit more before I go. The utility tool isn't as complicated as it may seem. When you're using the utility tool, all of these blue numbers here and letters and everything in blue is nothing that you need to worry about at all. This just shows that it's getting a proper connection and what it's connected to. That's what these are. Then you have your fields, which are in gray, and those are the names of the thrusters and stuff like that, so you can link them up to buttons and things like that. The utility tool isn't super complex. It just looks like it because it's a lot of information to take in. The main things you worry about are your field names, and then if you, for example, were to pull up a thruster and there was nothing there, or you pull up a thruster and all you see is just the name fields and nothing else and nothing over here, then it tells you that it's not connected to the system. I feel that it's not as complicated, but if you need any more clarification, as always, let me know in the comments down below. I had a blast making this video for you guys. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one.